Welcome back, everyone, to the Roman Show. And listen, we've been at it this now about a little more than a year. We're reaching to this whole coronavirus pandemic thing, and it's got us stressed out. But thankfully, it's allowed a lot of creativity to go take place behind the scenes. And Mikey Gordon here, this is a gentleman all the way from California, and he's the main man behind A Pro-Rasslin Movie, The Legend of Dirty Ron. Now, I was just searching through the internet and boom, this thing came up and I said, this is hilarious. I had seen some images of RVD that he had gone to a transition and people were talking about it. Now we know why. Now we know why.
Yeah.
It's because of this movie.
Well,
Mikey, thanks so much for joining us, man.
well, Roman, man, thank you for having me. You know, I'm here to promote A Pro-Rasslin Movie. We're here to raise $50,000 in the next month and a half to finish this thing. It's our tongue-in-cheek love letter to the wild, wacky world of pro wrestling. You know, I'm 37 years old. I've been a shitty independent pro wrestler for 20 years now, off and on. I run a little promotion in San Diego called Fist Combat. And, you know, my mom was a pro wrestler. I watched all the WrestleManias live. Like, pro wrestling is my life.
I was just telling you right before we recorded, I said, and anyone, if you have not seen an opportunity to the little trailer they got going on, it's available around theromanshow.com, or just head on over to Facebook, Pro-Rasslin Movie, and please head out to the Indiegogo.com, where they can go ahead and support for the filming. But this could become that quote type of following of a movie, like a How High, hell, like a Rocky's Flower Shop, or shop like Rocky's Horror. I forget the name of the movie, but so many movies.
Shop of Horrors.
There we go. Yeah, or hell, a Toxic Avenger, for God's sake. But it has that type of a feel because it's hilarious. And I mean, just grab a couple of beers, a couple of drinks, smoke a little weed, whatever you want. But this is the movie that you want to see, and it's hilarious.
Well, Roman, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm smoking a blunt in sunny San Diego. I live 2 blocks from the beach in Ocean Beach, and you know, like that's been my whole life. You know, is smoking weed, hanging out, having a good time in pro wrestling. You know, and that's what this movie is for. This movie is for pro wrestling fans by pro wrestling fans. You know, we have over 20 current and former professional wrestlers employed on the film, on the cast and crew. From RVD to Victoria to Effie, who's the main bad guy, Katie Forbes in there, Matt Seidel, you know, all the way down the line. You know, I got a bunch of independent wrestlers in the film as well, a couple MMA fighters. You know, it's a great cast. It's a lot of fun, and you know, this is my first film. You know, I've been a lifer in the entertainment industry, many facets, stand-up comedy, pro wrestling, but making a film is a totally new animal, you know. So we took some risks, and you know, hopefully now that we see what we need to do to finish the film, that we can get that. And you know, every $10 donation counts. You can find us at AProWrestlingMovie.com, www.AProWrestlingMovie.com.
Now, as of the recording of this interview right now, we got a little less than $2,000 to go. I see here that the goal is $53,000 to get this project complete. So is this the type of stuff that if I donate some money, I'm going to be the one to get first dibs to watch the movie? How is that going to work?
Yeah, absolutely. So starting at $10, donations, you get perks is what they're called. And the $10 perk, you get like a digital copy of the script. You get an exclusive digital movie poster, you know, and then they just go up from there. You know, and you know, I think at like $75, you get a VIP ticket to the screening, because our plan with this, Roman, is that we're not going to stream this movie. We're not going to show it in theaters either. We're going to flip it. We're going to take it on the road. We're going to be pairing up with independent wrestling promotions all around the country to screen the movie in their local market. So we'll be coming to Miami, where you're at, Chicago, New York, you know, St. Louis, New Orleans, you know, all up and down the coast. We have 25 cities that we have planned to go screen the movie in this summer after we complete it.
Wow, that's an interesting concept, man. So The only way.
Well, not only that, too, Roman, is we'll be taking the stars of the movie with us. Is that, in some cities, RVD will be at the screening. But in most cities, most of the cast and crew, main cast will be at the screening. So we're going on the road doing live Q&As during the screening, meet and greets with our people. And hopefully it's the people that supported this film. Because the way I look at it, we need 5,000 people, 5,000 pro wrestling fans to donate $10. And hopefully after somebody listens to this interview, we only need 4,999, because every $10 donation counts.
And at the same time, I would presume that some of the folks that are part of this movie that are wrestlers will probably perform that night at the indie show, no?
Oh, well, so what we're looking to do, we're not looking to pair up with a live independent wrestling show. More or less, we're looking to pair up with, we are pairing up with independent wrestling promotions to throw a special event, like just the screening. So, we want to make this special. We want to take it around, and we really want to screen it to the people that help support this movie and make it happen. This is more than anything. This is a film by pro wrestling fans for pro wrestling fans.
Wow, that's just great, cool stuff. So the movie itself, it follows the story, and it's funny. It almost reminds me of The Wrestler, but just of the legend of Dirty Ron. So Dirty Ron, we follow the path of this guy trying to make it into pro wrestling. And I saw a clip there that you get from one of the like Ronald McDonald. You got the guy from Jack in the Box.
So we took basically. Dirty Ron is a wrestling character I've been portraying for the last 4 years in the independent scene, mostly in Southern California. And it's Dirty Ron McDonald. So I'm basically like the fast food mascot, but high on cocaine, So what I did is I adapted my wrestling character into a film. So my partner Pablo and I took the story. Pablo's done some filming for like major wrestling promotions, and I was like, hey man, I know you do film. I had this idea for the script, and he helped me turn it into a script, and then we took it out to the world. And to be totally candid with you, Roman, I put most of my entire life savings in to film what we filmed so far, and we have 50% of a movie. So that's why I'm reaching out to the industry that I have supported my entire life to help support me. So we're looking to get this movie done and out there to the public. And it's not just one movie. We have many movies planned. Like we plan on making movies with pro wrestlers. Like that's our whole angle here. They're not going to be major $20 million budget films, but we plan on making independent films. I plan on making them a couple a year for the rest of my life, and all that starts here. Like my love of the pro wrestling industry is, and Pablo's too, the director and co-writer with me, Pablo Romero Estevez. It's been a team effort. Is that, everybody from Cali Beach to Guido Oreo to everybody that is working on this film, Kurt Zerkmeister, all these people that have a career in film came together to help us, basically pro wrestling fans, make this movie. So, we're going for it here, dude.
And again, Mikey, everyone, you can visit A Pro-RasslingMovie.com to find out more details on how to support this film. So you had RVD. I mean, he was just appropriate for the movie. I mean, you had to get him in there. Did you try going out or have you tried to go out with other wrestlers and maybe have denied it, or some of them that you were surprised that they actually said, "Hey, yeah, hell yeah, I want to be part of this"?
Yes and no. The original concept of this movie changed a little bit over time. It had to, due to some of the people that we originally were connected with, that since the time of us writing the film and from the time there to shooting the film, there were a couple wrestlers that some things came to light about, and we kind of were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't work with these guys if the people are talking negatively about them. And so this cast and crew is a great cast and crew. And for the most part, they were all the first people that I thought of for the roles. You know, Effie plays a great bad guy. He's basically like flamboyant Ric Flair, you know. In the film, you know, RVD plays a former major world champion that now lives in a dumpster, you know, and like basically I'm a fast food mogul's playboy son. I get in trouble at work for getting high and having sex with crazy women, and my boss has to fire me. And so down on my luck with my dad cutting me off, I was a rich kid and now I'm cut off, you know. That I see this guy hanging out by the dumpster. He happens to be a former pro wrestler played by RVD. And RVD takes me under his wing and makes Dirty Ron a pro wrestler. And he fights, and Dirty Ron fights the world heavyweight champion played by Effie.
Ah, look at that. And Effie's another fun character that we've learned to learn of here in the independent scene. I mean,
well, I think one thing that's really important too is that everybody that I cast for this film, I didn't audition anybody. You know, is that the roles were written for the people that play the roles, and you know, we made sure to do that. So we worked with wrestlers that made a name for themselves outside of the major companies. You know, RVD made a name for himself outside of WWE. You know, Effie's made a name for himself outside of every major promotion. And you know, I don't even know if people count GCW Game Changer Wrestling, but you know, like. All these people. Victoria's in the movie. She made a name for herself in bodybuilding before pro wrestling. You know, everybody that's involved with this film was a go-getter and a self-promoter that made something of themselves before they needed a big corporate machine to do anything with them. So, you know, that's what I'm going for, and that's who I am.
Well, I think, you know, more than anything, one thing that I learned on set was that not everything needs to go the way that it was written. Sometimes it comes out differently and better when it just comes out naturally. So that was what was encouraged a lot on set. It was, hey, let's do one take where we do what's written, and then let's do one take where we kind of feel it out. And, you know, I think a lot of times more than not, we went with, let's go with the one that was more natural and improv, you know, like, and, you know, and hanging out with such creative minds like, you know, like RVD, Victoria, she was great. You know, but working with the comedians, Frank Castillo, who played the Hamburglar, Eric Mack, who played the Burger King, Adam Hunter, who played Jack in the Box, and McManager, played by Jeremiah Watkins. All these comedians came together, and when it was their time to kind of fucking punch it and roll, like, they absolutely crushed it. So, if more than anything, we need to get this film out so everybody can see the comedic genius of all the people that I worked with on this film.
And again, Mike, I want to thank you so much here for your time. A Pro-Rasslin Movie. Get your chance right now to support this great creative mind. Do we have how soon do you need to meet this goal? And when you reach that goal, how soon will we be able to see this film when we get on the road, or is COVID going to play a role here?
Okay, so some states are opening up. There's live entertainment being booked around the country, and we're going to focus on cities that are allowing that. First of all, the campaign for the Indiegogo goes until April 18th, like a week after WrestleMania, something like that. And then we plan 7 days on set to finish what we need. So we plan to do that in May, edit it out by June, and have it out by July.
So that means that
and then in July we'll start touring the movie around the country. We'll come to major cities, near you, and we're going to be partnering up with independent wrestling promotions all over the country to screen our film and to show the world why pro wrestling is the best form of live entertainment ever.
Well, again, make sure you put Miami in there. We do have some pro wrestling happening as we speak down here. You missed it by just this much, having it during the WrestleMania weekend here in Tampa, but it's all right. We got the rest of the year and we got plenty of time. I don't think we're out of the woods yet with this COVID thing, so we're gonna need some laughter to kind of get ourselves going here. So A Pro-Rasslin Movie, The Legend of Dirty Ron. Support this great creativity here. my man over there from California, Mikey Gordon, the website, or you can follow them too on Facebook at A Pro-Rasslin Movie. And the website, A Pro-RasslinMovie.com. And support this cause. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen the trailer, it's available right now as we speak. Mikey, I'm looking forward to seeing this stuff myself. Grabbing a couple of little whiskey there and just laughing with you guys.
Well, I can't wait to meet you in person, and I guarantee you it will be down in Miami once we reach this goal, finish this film, and take it out on the road for the beginning of our pro-wrestling movie journey.
Absolutely, and it's a great thing to come together, even if $10 to support a great creativity like this. I know some of us are hurting in the pocket nowadays, but you're gonna get something hilarious. You're gonna laugh at it, and we all need it during this time that we're living in right now in the world. So, Mikey, thanks so much for putting your brains together here and creating this stuff. Can't wait to see it. I'm sure we're all gonna pee in our pants, but for a good cause.
Oh, well, if you thought the trailer was funny, we have so much more to show you and so much in the chamber ready to go. Roman, I appreciate you for having me on here. And, no matter what, no matter if Dirty Ron's got to go out there and do some dirty things, we're going to make sure that this movie gets made because, whenever I set my mind to it, whenever anybody sets their mind to something, they can accomplish anything.
Yes, sir, it is. And again, thanks so much. And the website, once again, is A Pro-RasslinMovie.com, or follow them on Facebook. That is A Pro-Rasslin Movie. Mike, thanks so much. Take care over there in California, and hope to see you very soon down here in Miami for the screening of the hilarious movie, A Pro-Rasslin Movie, The Legend of Dirty Ron.